No, they're like literally gonna post episode 9. Like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna post episode 9. Because I keep seeing like these crazy theories. I feel like there's literally so much to talk about with Stranger Things and Marty Supreme as well, hence the orange. Marty Supreme orange. I went to see Marty Supreme the other day, and I know a lot of people are like totally hating on it, and I think obviously Timothee's press tour didn't really help with any of this, because he seemed super obnoxious, and like a lot of things have caused him to become a little bit more controversial than he usually is, or not controversial, but just more like, I don't know, his perception in society has changed from this like sweet, intellectual, soft boy to this like very hard, outrageous, loud, outgoing guy that I feel like people aren't really used to seeing unless you knew about Lil Timmy Tim. If you did, then you kind of see the whole picture, and this is kind of full circle for Timothee. Whatever, besides the point, I have my thoughts on Timothee that I'm not going to share here, but just know, Club Chalamet, I might be on your side. Also, we have to talk about Stranger Things. Stranger Things has been absolutely insane lately because of this whole thing called conformity gate. If you haven't heard about conformity gate, it's basically this whole conspiracy theory that there is a lost episode, a lost finale episode because the finale was so bad. I have thoughts about that. But there's this like hidden episode. Runtimes aren't adding up to what they were originally supposed to be, and the Duffer Brothers might actually be crazy geniuses. I don't know. I will say with the Stranger Things finale, I have like a lot of mixed feelings about it. When I first saw it, it felt like it was a fine finale. It felt like a good way to end things on a happy-ish note, even though Mike doesn't get to be with Eleven. But am I missing something? Everybody is saying like Mike didn't want to end up like his dad, which is fair enough. I mean, who would want to end up like Mr. Wheeler? He's like a super loser and is always on the couch and is mean to his wife. So I get it. Like, he doesn't want to end up like him. Nobody would. But when does Mike ever say that in the show? Am I insane? Like, when does he say that? And same with Nancy. Like, everyone's saying like, oh, she ended up like her mom. She never wanted that. How did she end up like her mom? She literally has a job working as a writer, which is what she wanted to do. She looks like her mom. Anyways, the ending of Stranger Things, I feel like just made me feel a lot of different things. Obviously, I have a lot of nostalgia for the show. The show started when I was 17. So that was a long time ago, almost 10 years ago, which is really embarrassing to say, but literally I'm going to be turning 27. And this show started when I was in high school, and it was the first time I was with a show from the very beginning. A lot of the shows that I had watched previously were Gossip Girl or Grey's Anatomy, shows that had been either already done for or had premiered their first episode years earlier. So it was the first time I ever got to be part of like a cultural phenomenon from the very beginning. And I feel the same way about Euphoria. So when Euphoria ends, that's gonna be painful too, because I started that show when I was 19, and I just can't believe that I'm gonna be probably around 30 when that show is finally done. With Stranger Things ending, the finale for me kind of felt like it was kind of time. It kind of felt like everything wrapped up in a nice bow, and I accepted it to a certain extent just because I felt like I had to. It didn't seem like there was going to be any other episodes. That was kind of it. And after so many years of watching this show and so many long breaks in between seasons, I've kind of come to this feeling of like, all right, it's over for these kids. Like, let's wrap it up. The seasons just take way too long. And I have this feeling of like, I'm kind of over it. But when I start watching the show, a lot of these feelings of nostalgia and having so much fun watching it comes back. And with Conformity Gate, this has fueled my Stranger Things obsession to the biggest extent. I've been seeing so many TikToks of people posting their theories about Conformity Gate, and it's so hard to not believe. Like, you guys have insane theories, and like, if these theories don't come to fruition, first off, then the Duffer Brothers really do suck. Second, holy shit, like, there's so many people that have so many great ideas and pick up things that I don't think any like person, the things you guys come up with for Conformity Gate, I mean, it genuinely shows me how easy it is to convince somebody of something when you have the right amount of evidence and everything is adding up, because you have got me hooked. Seriously. I like the colors changing, everybody wearing orange, the Melvald's milkshake thing, the false memories, 11 like being able to go into Mike's mind, Byler, literally everything. Robin's girlfriend that never comes back, Murray never comes back, the Duffer Brothers interview answers being so weird and them saying I don't know to a lot of things, or saying that things happened off screen, just things that seem like they wouldn't normally answer. And if January 7th ends up not being anything or ends up being something really fucking stupid, I'm gonna be so upset. For a while now, I've been trying to hold in my feelings of Stranger Things just because, first of all, a lot of people have kind of already said what I feel about Stranger Things. And second, I mean, I don't want to say that the ending was bad and then this whole thing comes out with Conformity Gate and it ends up to be true, and then I look like a fool because I did not believe y'all. So I am gonna stay mostly closed. I mean, I've kind of said already what I felt about the finale, but if Conformity Gate ends up to not be real whatsoever, I will come back on here and I will let the Duffer Brothers know exactly how I feel and let them know that I'm gonna find out what the next time they're in New York. Let me tell you, I will find out. So apart from Stranger Things, I watched Marty Supreme the other day, and I know Marty Supreme is getting a lot of flack, especially after last night's Critics' Choice Awards when they kind of snubbed Sinners and Timothee Chalamet won Best Actor over Michael B. Jordan. I just want to say, first of all, recency bias is so real, because what the hell? Like, you're telling me Michael B. Jordan wasn't going to win anything for Sinners? I think the weird thing is that Timothée Chalamet has been having speeches over and over again about how he's one of the greats and deserves every single award, and has been really putting in the word that he should be winning these awards. And, you know, a lot of people say that saying the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So in part, I do wonder, not that he doesn't deserve a Critics' Choice Award. To me, that seems like kind of a whatever award anyway. I don't know if that's like mean to say, but it's not like an Oscar. It's kind of like that one year Jay-Z was like, Beyonce has never won the Grammy for Best Album. She needs to win the Grammy, which is absolutely true. The fact that Beyonce didn't win a Grammy for Lemonade is actually crazy. And then also for her self-titled album was so good. Like, seriously so good. So, and obviously, I'm not saying that Cowboy Carter did not deserve the Grammy. It absolutely did. I'm just saying that sometimes when you're outspoken about what you deserve, it could have implications afterwards, which is not a good or bad thing. Overall, I think that Marty Supreme was really good. I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. But was it better than Sinners? I don't think so. Also, Haley Steinfeld was so good, and we are Bills fans in this house. But I think what people don't really like about his behavior lately is just that it feels a lot like I deserve and I am entitled to the award rather than him actually just getting it based off of merit. And like I said before, maybe that's the way it works in the film industry. You just have to really be vocal about the things that you feel like you deserve. Because if you look at someone like Leonardo DiCaprio, who has never won an Oscar, or did he win one? I actually don't know. Leo has one Oscar, and of course a lot of people find that to be insane just because he is such a revered actor. But I feel like I never really heard Leonardo DiCaprio say things like, I want to be one of the greats, and I feel like I really deserve that, and my work is reflective of that. Whereas Timothee is super vocal about it, and I wonder if it's kind of like this feeling of, well, I don't want to go down the same road that Leonardo DiCaprio did, who was this amazing actor, but never got any awards until 2016, after he's made so many amazing movies. The thing also that is kind of weird about it is like, it kind of feels like Timothee is just doing movies just because he wants to win awards. Kind of the same way that sometimes it feels like Taylor Swift makes albums just because she wants to remain number one and have the Billboard numbers and have really good Spotify charts and all that. And at one point, like when things used to feel authentic, now they start to feel like it's just not just a money grab, but also just a way to say like, hey, these numbers and this data doesn't lie. I am number one in people's opinions, and factually, I'm also number one. To be honest, I've never won literally anything in my life, so I do wonder what that feels like to win something. At the same time, if you're doing all your work and you're working super hard just to win the award, at what point will it be enough for you? Because if you're basing your work off of extrinsic value, meaning value that you get from outside to within instead of intrinsic value that you give to yourself, when does the work actually become worth it, and when is an award ever going to be enough? Because yeah, you might win an Oscar, but if you only win one, it's kind of like, ugh, that doesn't look too good. If you win 10, that's insane. If you set a record, that's even better. So I just feel like it's feeding into something where an award just never becomes enough. Overall, like I said, I did enjoy Marty Supreme. I really love Josh Safdie's work. I think his movies are insane, and they have evoked feelings that I don't feel often in movies, and it's actually insane the amount of stress that I feel when I'm watching a movie of his. That's not always easy to do because I'm someone that's kind of hard to like stress out through film or movie, especially like Good Time or Uncut Gems. They're movies that don't really end happily, so when I was watching Marty Supreme, I kind of felt like, oh god, things just kept getting worse and worse for Marty, and the fact that it ended with like pretty much a happy ending just totally shocked me, because I was like, this guy is either gonna get killed because he's such an asshole, or he's just gonna kill himself because he's not gonna be the greatest ping pong player of the world. But it was really cool, and it's cool that it was based off of a true story. Obviously, they took so many liberties with Marty Reisman's story. Reading after the fact, like fact versus fiction articles on the movie, the real life guy actually seems so interesting. I don't know, I really loved Sinners, and I love Michael B. Jordan, and I feel like Ryan Coogler is such an amazing director, and I don't know, I just hope they win like Best Picture at the Oscars or something. If Conformity Gate isn't real, you'll see on January 7th that I will make an update whether I'm crying or not. But for right now, I kind of just wanted to talk about the hot topics of this week, which was the Critics' Choice Awards and Marty Supreme and Conformity Gate. So I hope you guys like this video. I'll be back with another one soon. Bye. there was literally not even a bruise or scratch on anybody, so I just wish that, like, I just wish somebody got their ass beat, but, like, not killed. Like, I just wish they got beat up. And I don't care who it was. It could have been any of them, but, like, somebody needed to get beat up. All of them, even.